So the first thing we're going to do is get a nice background for a nice Easter bunny. And I'm just going to take some blue. I just had my synthetic brush here, a nylon. And I'm going to put blue on my brush, and I'm going to paint some blue on here. I want a nice dark blue at the top, because you want to keep the background a little dark because the bunny is a bit light. And the bunny has a shirt on, so I might change the color of the shirt so it won't blend in with the background. Alright, so let's just get that started. Nice dark background. Top of the skull will be nice and dark. So I'm just using an ultramarine blue. Good. I'm going to add a bit of white for underneath here just to get it moving a bit more. See, the more paint you have, the better it moves. There we go. I'm not going to use any magic mist or magic white because I want it to dry really fast. Because if you want it to blend and you don't mind waiting for it to dry, then you can use magic white or magic mist. But we only have two colors. It's only really the blue and white, so you shouldn't have any problems blending it. Even with hair dryer with the magic white and magic mist, it still takes longer to dry, which is a good thing if you want to use it for blending colors. So we're going to come down. I want to keep that a little dark too. Let's see, now I'm going to see what I want to do. I'm just going to go back and forth. I'm going to come down to about here. Then we're going to put some grass on. I'm going to go back into some blue. Good. Your paint won't move, just wet your brush. Tap it off in your tissue just to get it a bit damp. Okay. Blue right here in the middle. Good. Now, we won't need any more blue now, we'll just add white. Because there's lots of blue on your brush, see? And if you get a cloudy look, that'd be even perfect. That'll be even just as nice. See, your brush should be really full of blue paint. So adding white to your brush instead of blue will lighten up that blue on the bottom there, see? So that way you can have it dark up on top and gets lighter as it comes down. I'm going to smooth it all out. Back and forth, long strokes. Long strokes, back and forth, back and forth. It's almost dry up there now, so if it gets too dry on you and the canvas starts coming through, just add more paint and start at the top where it's dark. There we go. It's nice. Come down here so I can darken that up a little bit more. That's nice, it blended nicely. There we go. Good. Now get your bristle brush so that you can pounce. Okay, pounce, pounce, pounce. So I put some white paint on mine so I can clean it off. Get a clean brush. And then you're going to make some green, or you're going to get your own green. Okay. So you can make green by adding your blue and yellow. Make it nice and dark, see? Add a little bit of red if you want to give it more of an earthy look, an earthy green. And then you're just going to fill that bottom here. Tap, 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 tap. See when you tap how you get all these separations of greens? And that gives you that foliage look. See that? I'm going to bring it up a little bit so it... Nice. There we go. Good, and we'll just tap that in here. So if you want it darker, you can always add more blue, a bit of red, darken it up. Blue and red. See that? See how dark that is now? And that was a bit wet down there, I think. So, yeah, it was a tiny bit wet. That's why it lightened up on me a little bit. So getting nice and dark. Because we can highlight that. That's nice. Good. So what I did was I let the background dry. I used a hair dryer for a little bit and then just let it dry overnight. And then, now you don't have to wait overnight, I just did it anyway. And then I did up a pattern, okay. I'll have the pattern for you, and I will have the reference photo that I used to help you get a good painting. So all I did was take carbon paper. So I put that down on there, on my canvas, put the carbon paper underneath it, and I used a pen. And the pen helped push the lines really heavy. As you can see, I really pushed hard on some of the lines because sometimes it's a bit hard to transfer. So you just take that off and start painting. Very easy painting to do. So let's get started on Little Bunny. A little white spot there, that's just something I spilled on there, a bit of paint. But see what the few taps of the brush can give you with the grass. Just look at that. Look at how the colors separated, and it gave you all these different values of the greens, and then it made it look so much like grass and foliage without you having to do anything, only tap, tap, tap. So let's make this bunny come alive. So we're going to take some white, tiny bit of blue, not much, because we don't want to have too much blue, but just a little off-white, that's all. Just a little off-white. Just so we can see it properly, and we'll fill in the areas just to see if we got the shape correct. See if we like what we are looking at. Okay, so just small flat brush is good enough. Now you use whatever brushes are comfortable for you, because we already have a blue background, so we don't really need to have too much blue in our white, but just enough so we can see a shadowy white. His ear comes down here, meets up there. Good. We gotta keep that shape up here. Go around. There we go. Now while we're waiting for that dry, because we're definitely going to need a second coat. So while we're waiting for that dry, why don't we paint the sweater and the hat? So I was thinking I'm going to paint the hat red, even though it's blue on the reference photo, but I think a red would be cute. Or pink. Maybe pink would be nicer. Just for a change. Doesn't have to be exactly what the reference photo tells you. Besides, pink is good because it has white in it. And that makes the red opaque and brighter. Cute little hat. And now we will clean our brush and do our blue sweater. Now you can have the sweater whatever color. You can have a pink sweater if you want. So I'm just going to do a dark blue because the background is blue. So we want to make sure that it separates from that background. So as you can see, I'm trying to separate. You see the lines that are there. Try to separate it so you keep a little bit of line there so you know where the neck, where the sleeve ends and things like that, so you can do your final shadings, and so you can make it look like that's the sleeve and that's the arm. Okay. So I'll just take a dark blue with a little bit of red, kind of purple, that color for the little strings hanging off the hat. So you can make up your colors. It's okay. It's a little ribbon. Just use the chiseled edge of your brush. That's cute. Maybe we can make a little ribbon go here, like kind of separate that there. There we go, that looks cute. So now if you want to do the eyes or the face, you can use any of these markers. This is an acrylic paint marker, so which is an acrylic paint, and it's a marker, so it still, you can buy them with brushes too. So it's paint and like this one here, but it's green, and this is a Color Factory paint brush marker, and these are good because they help keep your hands steady. I'm just going to try a marker, Sharpie marker. I'm just going to see if I can get the eyes. Because it's, it helps keep your hands steady. Small brush, you can do it with a small brush, small round brush. I just want to show you different ways of doing things. We got a little bit of an eye right here. And that's pretty black inside. So you leave little white spots for highlights. So now you can, if you prefer, you can use this to get the outline of the eyes. And it helps to have that drawn out from your pattern. And then you can finish off the little eyebrows. Now you can have whatever kind of eyebrows you want in here. You can make up your own kind of face. Right? Make up your own face. I'm just going to go by this one here, because it's so cute. And I'm going to try the acrylic paint marker. Let's see. Now if I, oh yeah, that's good. All right. So you're actually working with acrylic paint. So I'm just going to dab on a bit of white on there for that, because I didn't have enough room for that little white spot. I just wanted to try two different ways, so I'll put white on there after. Now, let's see. So at least now you're getting some idea what you want that to look like. I really like the yellow basket. It kind of matches really nice. It's complementary with the background. So I'm not going to use this. I just wanted to try it, show it to you. It's not bright enough. So it might go nice over white. But right now I'm just going to take a small flat brush, chiseled edge. Make sure your brush is chiseled edge. You can do anything with a flat chiseled edge brush. It's great. So I'm just going to pick up my yellow. So I'll pick up my yellow and I'm going to add a bit of white to it to make it opaque. So make sure your paint is opaque. So just add lots of white to your yellow. Picked up a little bit of green there by accident, so that's okay. So I'm just going to add my yellow. I'm going to jump over those little brown things there. See how I'm getting pretty close to those dark lines, because I'm going to cover them up, see? Alright. Might have to do this one in silence. Might have to do this in just so that you can see. So I might use a smaller brush for those there, but I want to hang on to them because they look nice. So I want to skip over those and hang on to them, probably paint them a darker color. You'll see in the reference photo. You'll have all the colors in the reference photo. If I change the colors up, you can go by the reference photo, or you can change up your colors too. Okay. So it's good to know these, nice to know these things, because a lot of people figure that they got to do it exactly like the reference photo. But you don't. This is your painting. Even if you are looking at something, it's still you. It's still you doing this. it. So I'll go around that corner there. Good. And we'll do the bottom part. See, adding white to the yellow makes a big difference. So if you're trying to brighten up your colors, just add white. Except red. If you add white to red, it's going to turn pink. If you add white to blue or green, it's going to turn a lighter green or blue. So most of this is going to need a second coat. Good. I think that's it for the basket. Now, so let's take our purple, because it's a purple ribbon, and we'll take the red and blue, mix it together, make purple, add a bit of white to brighten up a small bit, and then we will do our, like I said, we're doing this to see if we got the shapes correct. Okay? Okay. A bit here. I'm going to go back into my yellow because I forgot about my little top here. Okay. That's why we need to do this first coat on everything, so we can make sure that we get everything in its place where it's supposed to be. And if it looks good, if you're happy with it. I mean, why do a painting? You do a full painting and you're miserable with it because there's something wrong. The shape is not right. You know, you're spending all these hours filling in the color, painting it, and then you look at it and say, well, that don't look right and that don't look right. But if you do this first, if you do all your underpainting first, your first coat first, then you can see where you're going with it, all right? So that would be my advice. That would be my tip. That's a little tip for you. When you're doing your paintings, do all your underpaintings first. Not in all cases. No, I'm not saying in all cases, but because in this case, it's an animal or a person, or something that's a little more complicated. Could be houses, could be stuff that needs to be. Make sure you got the shapes correct. So let's just throw in some eggs. So I'm going to use a round brush for the eggs because the eggs are round. So kind of think about your shapes, and because some people say, well, I don't know what brush to use. Well, if something is round, you can use a round brush. If something is square, you can use a square, which is a flat brush. If something needs to be tap, 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 use a bristle brush. The square ones, if you need a, smooth like we did here, use your synthetic brushes, okay? So anything round, you could use a Filbert brush on these ears. And let's see, now we got some red, pink. Now you can put in whatever colors you want, all right? I'm just going to mix up some colors. Well, I've got pink here now. And I'm going to put that on a couple of eggs. So I'm going to pick, pick a few eggs that when you got the color out, you might as well start filling in the eggs. Alright, so I'm going to take this egg here. Alright. There's a couple of eggs down here. Maybe this one. It's windy out today. I don't know if you can hear it. And maybe this one. Kind of balance them out so that they're not, I don't know, too many on one side. Like, you don't want all reds on this side and greens on that side and pinks. Like, you can if you want to. You can have all red eggs in there if you want to. It's up to you, but if you're going to use different colors, spread them out so that they kind of evened out in the painting. Because if I put 3 here and a bunch in the middle or things like that, it'll kind of look, it would look off balance. But who knows? It could look beautiful. Let's see, maybe. Keep going. Keep it going. Okay. Now don't forget, this is just your first. This is just the first coat of everything. How about some blue ones? Blue. I'm going to make a light blue one. I don't want to make them too dark. Right. Blues or purples or... Oops, too much water on my brush. That's the thing, you get sometimes like the water gets up underneath here, and then when you go to paint, all the water starts coming out and dripping into your brush. So the only thing you can do there is if you just take your tissue and just wipe it off, See what happened? I don't want that to happen to you. Because you get frustrated and be like, what do I do now? Well, I'm just going to tap at it until it comes off. So there we go. That's all. No need to panic. I almost did, but I'm behind the camera. You can't see me. You can't see me panic. What other one was I going to do? How about down here? least we got that started. That's cute. That is cute. Now, all right, so let's put some eggs down around here. I'm going to draw these out with some chalk just so I can figure out where I want these eggs. Make nice big ones. How about that? Maybe another one down here. I don't know. I don't want to put under his foot because he might trip. I don't want him to trip. Because he's stepping away from this one. It's like, oh, I don't want to crush that one. And some more. And another one here, and another one here, and another one there. And some more. We're just going to put them everywhere just to, maybe another one here. It is Easter. It's our little Easter bunny. Maybe we have one here. Maybe one here. So they're all over the place. Just fill it up, and maybe there's some flowers sticking out here, you know? Just a couple little flowers sticking out here. Good. See what that looks like when we get it done. I'm going to use a small Filbert brush just to show you what I'm talking about. I said you can use a Filbert brush for your eggs or anything round, right? So I'm just going to make some blue. Like I said, always trying to let you know we're just getting started. Shape it up whatever way you want. If you don't like the shape you did with the chalk, you can change it. Nice leg there, isn't it? Maybe there's another one here. There we go. See how the Filbert rounds off those edges for you nicely? Filbert is doing that, look. See, because it's round. Let's see what else, Maybe there's one here. Nice for making flowers. Try to get the egg shape. Some can be round. There we go. Just trying to see where they will. I'm trying to spread them out so they don't all be on top of each other. I mean the colors. We'll just go with two colors. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. How about if you did the blue ones first, you're better off cleaning your brush really good or getting a new brush because it will turn green on you if you mix any blue in with the yellow by accident. So some yellow. See, I got a little bit of blue in there. I did clean my brush, but it didn't get totally clean. So I'm just going to add some white to the yellow, and I'm going to put a yellow right here. Definitely going to need a second coat on that one. See, I can add more white to it. There we go. So yellow. And a yellow here maybe. See that round? Yeah. See it going around like that? Just a brush. around there would be nice. Trying to get it an egg shape so it won't look like a ball. Alright, and I think pink would be a nice finale. A finale. Alright, now you can have oranges and whatever colors you want. I'm not going to go pink. Pink, a nice bright pink if I can get it. Red is very strong, very strong. So you need a lot more white than red, okay? If you want a nice bright pink. So like I said, this is our first coat, so we can always do some highlighting. And it takes time. Some paintings are faster than other times, but you take your time. That way you can add final details and highlights and fix anything up that you don't like. You know, take a couple of days if you got to. You know, come in your painting room, wherever you're painting, and do a little bit, and then move on, get your supper ready, and do whatever else you got to do, and then come back to it later, you know, and just take your time. It's more fun, enjoyable than trying to rush it. Like for me, I'm kind of trying to get everything done in a couple of hours because I want to get my videos done because they're time consuming and I have to edit them, which takes a long time. So for me, it's a different situation. But for you, you can take your time and really enjoy it. I really enjoy it when it turns out good. But while I'm doing it for the video, I have to take shortcuts and trying to make decisions on the spot and things like that. But you can take your time. I think that's good. That's cute. So now why don't we shade in the bunny? So I'm going to use my Filbert because I used a flat before, which is good, but I couldn't get around that corner nice. Couldn't get that nice round corner with the flat. So if you got a Filbert, that'd be great, but you can still use a flat or a round brush, a small round brush. But I'm going to try and add some more white. So white will be your best friend. White is always your best friend. So we're just going to go back over what we just did. skip that. When you get everything the way you want it, all your background colors are now have their second coat on them. We left these little spaces here in the basket, so I'm going to put a green color there, a dark color. Any dark color is good, and that separate those. So we'll just use a flat brush or whatever brush works for you. Okay, so we're just going to put a little space there and there. I'm just using the chiseled edge to pull over that, and I'm going to pull over this one here. Using the same chiseled edge of the brush gives it the same width. There we go. And here, touch and pull over. And again. And again. Good. I would say we could probably put one up here. Now the next step we'll do is we are going to do some shading, highlighting, and that will bring it out more. And then after we do that, we'll put in some grass and some flowers, and then you'll be almost done. So the hardest part is getting the shape and getting your first and second coat on. That takes a little longer. So we'll start shading in so we can bring some life to these little ears, and I would suggest using a small flat brush. And I'm going to just use my blue and a bit of white, and that way it's not too deep. Just going to use blue with a bit of white. So I'm just going to put white and a bit of blue and make a bit of a bluish color. It's almost the same color as the background, so we don't want to be too much like the background, so maybe we'll darken it up a small bit. Try to get it a bit darker than the background. And then we'll just add a little bit of shading on the edge of the ear here. Okay. And around here, just get a bit of a shadowy color. That. It's a little different than the reference photo. That's okay. You can go by the reference photo, or if you like this, you can do this. Alright, so then we will. This little line does come down here. I might to separate the ear a little bit so it looks like an ear. Come in and then out, bring it down here. That gives it a, leave that for now, and then we will shade out this one. All the way down the edge. Good. Then you have this little ear in here. They'll meet up here. Down by the hat and then back up again, or up here and down. Right. It's pretty dark there, so get your blue and outline that again. There we go. Good. Got an outline here. Just going to darken that blue with a little bit of red, make kind of a deep purplish color. so I can get in here to make that shadow. So with my dirty brush, I'm going to go and get more red than blue. And then I'm going to bring that up here. Good. Gives it that reddish tone. And then I'm going to add some white to those dirty colors. More white than I got. Right, make sure it's nice and light. And then we will lighten that up there like that. Good. We have some more on the side. Just wipe your brush off if you get too much on it and go back and get just white. Just clean off your brush a little bit and go back and get just white. That way you can get rid of too much paint on your brush. You can start adding some shadows here. Alright, now we'll scrub that out a little bit. So I'll just clean off my brush a bit and my tissue. And then I'm just going to move that around a little bit just so I can shade it out. Now all you got to do is add white to your brush again and go over some of the shadows. Just to lighten them up a small bit. I'm finding them a little bit too dark. There we go. See how smooth that is? Isn't that nice? Now, your paint needs to be wet when you're doing all this. Because if it dries on you, then you're just going to cover up what you just did. So we want to kind of smooth it out more than anything. That's all we're doing, is smoothing it out. See? It's cute, isn't it? It's cute. Kind of do it our way. Now we'll do the face. Same dark blue, so we can get a nice shadow over here. Get a bit of a shadow underneath there a little bit. Under the hat. Good. Make sure your brush has a little bit of dampness to it if your paint won't move. There we go, it moves better now, see? Just going to get this side of the face down to the chin. Good. So just a little line there, and I wipe off your brush. Just wipe it off with some tissue, and then move it around. And we are going to use some white to blend it out. That's the fun part. See, when you get your shadow done, you can go back in and soften it up with white. Isn't that pretty? Clean off your brush. Move your brush around. Now, you can't make a mess. You might think you're going to make a mess, and you might even make a mess. If you do, don't go back with any more blue. Just keep going in with the white. See? Just keep going back in with the white, and that will cover up or soften it even more. But you still have your shadow. See that? So your white is your friend. Your white can help you fix your mistakes, change things you don't like. We got the blue. Now we're going to go under the hat. Using my chisel edge to get under there. There we go. There we go. That looks good. Nice. Cute. And now, get a little round brush small round brush. Mine's got a bit long stem on it because I'm trying to, the longer it is, the easier to make smaller lines and things, right? So I'm just going to add a little bit of black or a really dark blue to fix this eye up here. So clean up any areas that you think need it. Clean it up, clean it up. And here under the nose, just have a little line here just so that we can bring it out a bit more. And same with here. I know we use the Sharpie, but if you go over it with a bit of black paint, it makes it stand out a bit more. But you don't have to, you can keep using the Sharpie. And we're going to give it a little bit of a smile. And a little bit of a smile. Cute. Now, I want to give him some pink cheeks and little pink nose. And some eyelashes. Make sure your brush has nice pointy tip so you can put some cute little eyelashes on there. So we just put a few little eyelashes on, just a couple of little strokes. Pull up, up, pull up. Okay, so I'm going to get a brush that gives me thinner eyelashes. So you may have to change, you know, even though it might work for me, a small round brush or a flat, but it may not work for you, so try different brushes if it don't work out. And don't forget, if you do make a mistake you don't like, you can just let it dry and then paint it over with the basic back color, which will be white. Okay, so I'm just going to pull out some eyelashes here with the chisel edge of my brush. A little tapping motion's kind of nice. Look at that. It's not bad. Just don't touch too hard like I just did. It gives a few little eyelashes. That's cute. Good. So our round brush. Like I said, I'm just showing you the brushes I'm using, but if you can get away with your flat brush. If you want to keep using the same brush over and over, that's great. Or you can go back and forth, rounds and flats, rounds and flats. So I'm going to paint that pink. Little pink nose, little pink cheeks. That's cute. That's cute. I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to get a little bit of white tip of my brush. While I think about it, and put a little bit of a highlight in here. Because I already have one here. It's better. That helps. I'm going to clean my brush really good with my tissue. A little bit of white. If you make a little bit of a mess, just take it out with white or blue. There we go. Just going back over that a little bit. That way you get nice light pink. So that's cute. And then you can put a little bit of pink on the chin. So let's add a bit of shadow to the bottom part. Just a bit of blue. Alright, and then you can add some blue at the top of the tail with your flat brush. There we go. Good, and then some blue here. sort of, basically on the edges, right? And in here. All right, now I want to catch that before it gets too dry. So let's scrub that. Let's get a bit of white. And scrub the white into the blue. Give it a nice soft look. That'll soften it up and spread it out. Good. Alright, and we'll do this in here. Good. And then we got it over here. Now you're going to clean off your brush. Get a little bit here first, and maybe a bit down here. And maybe a little bit in here. You know, just pick parts where you think the shadows will go, which I think is on the edges. So I'm going to clean off my brush. Clean it off, and I'm going to add a little more white because I don't want to have too much blue here. I'm just going to go back into the blue. Clean up the edge. See? You can go right back into the blue again because the blue is going to stay there. Alright, see how that softens it up nicely? Alright, might need more white. Clean off your brush, get the blue off. Go back in with white underneath the blue and come back up into the blue. There we go. Good. That'll give you those nice shadows. You get your white, clean up the edges. Pick up more white. That's better. That's better. Might add a little more blue here. Go back and adjust it where you think you need it, okay? That's what painting is, back and forth, different, you know, making adjustments, fixing things up. That's what it's all about. You might see some artists on here and they're flying through their painting and it looks so easy. But in reality, you do have to go back and make adjustments. That's nice. A little bit of highlight here. Brighten it up a little bit there. Brighten up a little bit there. Here. Just kind of playing around with it now. So I should leave it alone. Because I play around too much sometimes. I can even highlight certain areas here. Now that we got our shadows done, we can go back in and just add a few little highlights here and there, wherever you think you need them. Right? Need a little more white on the face. You can add a little more white. Just to brighten up some area that you think needs it. I'm just kind of playing around here now, just to show you the things that you can play around with and do, because that's what I like to do. I like to show you, not just get it done and stuff. It's good, but I just want to show you that you can, change things up and add things and things like that. Have some fun with it. Because some people think you got to have it exactly the same as the reference photo or exactly the same as whoever is teaching you on the tutorial. But you can do whatever you want. See, a little bit of highlights. It's nice, isn't it? See? So you go back at the end, go back in at when you get most of it the way you want it, and just see what would look good. So that brings the ears out nice, doesn't it? That's cute. That's the fun part. Just play. When you got most of it done, you can play around with it and you won't destroy it too much. But you'll be able to fix it up and do a few things with it without hurting it too much. There we go, see? Blend. Practice blending. Blending is something that's very important. As you can see how nicely blended these are. See, because I used white paint and brought into my blue. Alright. I'm just going to tap the edge of my a little dab of white on top of that nose, or a little tiny bit, just to, there we go. So I'm just going to add some shadows to these, and so all I'm going to do is take some blue. I'm going to get too dark, some red and blue, and add some white, brighten it up a little bit. We'll use that for shadow. Use that for shadow down here. Darken up a small bit. There we go. Now, put the shadows wherever you think to separate those. Let's pull it up into the egg. Good. We got a nice little shadow going on there. Shadow going on here, wherever they separate, that's where you need shadows too. Okay, and then down here, I'm going to add a little more white paint to that because it's yellow, so you don't want it to be too dark. But we do need some shadow. Let's bring it from the bottom up. And if it's too much color, a little bit of yellow back in. White. White is your best friend. See how white cleans everything up? Right. I get your shadow. You still got your yellow egg. If you lost your yellow egg a little bit, you just put some yellow back. Like I said, you have to go back and forth. There's going to be times when you're going to end up losing some of your color. You might go into it too much. Something can happen, so not to worry. It doesn't matter. Get a little bit of pink in there. It looks kind of cute, actually. I think I'll leave it. So I'm going to add more shadow, a bit of purplish color with some white. Let's see, maybe some shadow here. Or you can use burnt sienna for that with white, make it, because it's yellow, so I'm going to add a bit of white to my, so I can get it to blend. There we go. Kind of like that pinkish, yellowish color, isn't that cute? That's a happy accident. I'm going to go back up my yellow and white. Brighten it up a little bit and go back, blend it out. I kind of like that. It gives it color. Gives it more color. So you can play with colors, not worry about it. Oh, that's yellow. I can't change that. You can. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. It's kind of nice. Yeah, I like that. Brighten it up a little bit more. I like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yellow, I'm going to add a bit of red to it this time for a shadow. Just see. That might look nicer again. There we go. That looks better. Different kinds of shadows. Don't have to always be purple. It can be whatever color it suits whatever you're putting it over. That's kind of nice there, isn't it? Oh, I'm glad I can show you some different kinds of shadows. I just added some white and some of my yellow just so I can blend it out nicely. Isn't that nice? Look at that. That's cool, isn't it? That is so cute. So for the pink ones, yes, we can use the purple. The purple. Okay, we get some shadow going on here. Here. I'm going to go and get some pink and white. So a bit of red and white and make a nice pink. And then we can go back in and then we can blend that in there. See? This is a great technique for blending. This is a good way to learn how to blend. As long as all your paint is wet. Is that nice little shadow? Isn't that cool? We'll do another one over here. Scrub, 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 scrub. There we go. So just scrub off what's there. Don't have to do much with that one. And then, so it's a great learning process to see how to add shadows to your, you just do the edge and then scrub it in. And if you want to blend it even more, you just go back with some of the color that you use here, which is pink. And then you can scrub that on top of that. Some more white. Oh, I got too much dark, so I'll add white. And then I ended up changing my color a little bit. But it looks nice. I like it. I like experimenting to see what's going to happen. And I like it when it changes colors or it does something different. I don't see anything wrong with it. So now these are pretty dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those and lighten up a little bit, just at the tops a little bit, because you already have the shadows at the bottom. So now I'm just going to lighten up that a little bit there and a little bit here. These are just decisions that I'm making just to see what I, basically what I can show you, Hopefully I'm showing you something that you can use and enjoy without being too much of a struggle. I don't want it to be a struggle. So white and blue. There we go. See, they stand out a bit more now, right? You can even add a bit of white. Clean off your brush really good. A little bit of white highlights on top again, like even more up here, like this, right? Just make sure your brush is nice and clean. It kind of ruins it when, just a little bit of lightness up here at the tops. Where's peeping out? Yeah, so there. Just grab a little bit of it just to soften it up. Now you don't have to do that. I'm just kind of showing you what you can do. See, because if you get 3 values of color, it makes them more round, gives a better shape. See what I'm saying? I want to add a little bit of highlight to that ribbon. I'm just going to use the same brush, same flat brush. I'm going to just using my white with a little bit of blue at it. I'm trying to see where I can highlight it a little bit. Maybe a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a bit here. So that's what we're doing now. We're trying to do add a little bit of highlight here and here, so it gives a bit of a shape to that sweater. And there's his sleeve there, so I want to separate that from there, a little bit on the sleeve. See, now it looks like a shape, see? Gives a better shape. There's too much blue, just add a little bit of more back into it. There we go. If you get too much, just add a little bit of blue back into it. Make a little shadow on the head, maybe a little bit on the edge here, a little tiny bit, a little bit here. I'm trying to get my three values, see, dark, medium, and light, and then that will bring it out more. Good. So the way the eggs and light is, it looks like the light is coming in from the left. It's bouncing off because I put the shadow over here, and your shadows can be on this side here. So put some shadows in here and here. Just your blue color. Just add a little bit in here and there. Just in between the eggs, kind of separate them a little bit. Alright, now we'll just scrub at those a little bit with, clean your brush off with some water. And then wipe it off in your tissue. And then you can scrub it so that you got a bit of a shadow there. See? There we go. Now, what we're going to do is take a toothpick and put white on the top and add little dots of white on each one for a highlight. And the light is coming from the left, so make sure the dots of light are facing the light. Good. Here we go. It's coming along. So we'll add some highlights to these that we made, and white and yellow. And you just put a little dab of white and yellow on there. Like that. Then we're going to put white and yellow on here just to add some highlight. liner brush for our grass, and we're going to drag it through some yellow and white and green on one side and yellow and white on the other, and just pull up these nice long. And you might need to add a bit of water because your paint might have a hard time moving. I think. Just going to put that up there like that. So let's take some, I'm not sure what color tulips you want, but I'm thinking maybe something bright and cheerful. So I put yellow on one side of my Filbert brush and white, and then I'm just going to make the white side up. I'm going to make a backward C and then a forward C. And you got a little tulip. Now we'll have to, of course, I did pick yellow, didn't I? So I'm going to add red to that because yellow is so transparent you can't get anything. You need about a ton of different colors. So I'll do that again. I'm just going to make a backward C and a forward C. That's better. A backward C and a forward C. There we go, that's better. I like the yellow though on top of it. That's nice. I'm just going to add a bit of yellow. Backward C, forward C. So you do your red first, with a bit of white on top. Backward C and a forward C. Then you can throw in some yellow. Top of your brush, do your backward C and forward C again. See? See? Alright. And so that's a good way to do it. Backward C with your red and your white if you want. And then you can go adjust the shape, then you can put yellow and white on your brush. I've got tons of it on there. And then I'm just going to do my backward C and my forward C again. I got these cute, really cute little, I'm just going to take that, lighten it up. Well, I don't think so. I'm going to put green on there. I don't want that to be, right, there we go. Good, and then I'm going to add my little highlight on the edge where the sun is coming in. I have to add white to my dirty brush. Get it to stand out. Just adding a bit of yellow and white so I can get that edge. There we go. I'm going to put a couple of leaves on. It seems to be kind of dull there. Big old leaf there, look. Big old leaf. All I'm doing is touching my filbert. Just touch the filbert off the edge there and just push and pull back. See? Now you get a nice little leaf. There we go. Push, push. Cool. You want to brighten it up a little bit, just add yellow to your brush and do the same stroke again. And then your white and yellow, or yellow will come off on top of what you just did. See? Just yellow and white. Lots of paint. Boom. See, it gives it more interest, you know? Hi, happy Easter to everybody. I'm Allison Prior, and I teach acrylic paintings for beginners and all levels. And today I'm going to show you a demonstration of these cute little chickadees and a little Easter egg that's broken open in a little field of flowers, a little field of flowers. So we'll get our blue sky on here. We'll just put blue paint up here. Right, just up here, just put blue paint on. So if you got a darker blue, just add some white. Alright, so if you want to darken it or lighten it, just add white. Don't add as much white if you rather just have a darker paint. It's a nice blue sky, just something very simple, very plain. Because the chickadees are going to take up most of this anyway, so this is just a background. Alright, so we'll get that on. Good. Nice, okay. If your paint won't move as nice as you'd like it to, just take a misting bottle with your magic mist and just mist your paints with your magic mist, and then they'll flow together better. Much easier to see how it makes it nice and wet, and it moves better. So let's try that. Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. Sometimes the canvas is really dry. You can use the magic paint or you can. I have 3 recipes. Magic white. You can use that for your background if you want to. So I have the videos on those in case you're wondering what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to put that on there like that. That's a sky. Very plain sky. Good. I'm going to put some grass down here. So we'll just put green paint down here. Okay, just see that? And then you bring it right up into your blue and see how beautiful that blended? So you can just scrape that on like that. Just go back and forth. Just put on the whole bottom some green paint. So we'll just put green paint down here. Okay, just see that? And then you bring it right up into your blue and see how beautiful that blended? So you can just scrape that on like that, just go back and forth, just put on the whole bottom some green paint. Now you can take a small flat brush or an angular brush and make these long grasses. I'm using the angular brush because it'll give me like a pointy top, but a flat brush will do the same thing. Okay, so let's pick up make some green. You can make your own green, or if you got some sack green there, whatever you want to use, make your own green. I like making my own green. That way I can get the kind of green I like. Then I can add colors to it and make whatever color green I want. So I'm just going to add just ultramarine blue and cad yellow and get a beautiful green, and then we will add a bit of yellow on the edge up here. That's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pick spots where I want my grass to come out, okay? So I'm going to, I just got a little tiny bit of yellow. I don't want too much up there because I can always put yellow on after. So let's see. Nice. Oh, nice. Good. So pick up some green and a little bit of yellow on top. And we will put all kinds of grasses here. Good. Sometimes you do things you don't know what's going to come out like, you know what I mean? Like, make your stroke and then it could be a disaster. It could be too fat or too skinny. It could be the wrong color. So this is working out pretty good so far. Some higher ones too. I want to really fill up this canvas with, the chickens are going to go in here. So I just want to make sure that it's surrounded by all kinds of grass. So now I'm on my chiseled edge. Right? You see I'm on my chiseled edge, okay? I'm kind of making them curved, you know. Making them curved. Some are a little more straighter, some are a little bigger than others. Don't want them too thick though. I want to make them so that they're nice and thin. And some are a little thicker than others. That's okay. Reload. You need to reload a lot. After a few strokes, you got to reload. You can overlap. Overlap if you want. Put some down here by, may have put some more in by the feet after. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. So you can put in more after you get your chickies on. It's nice, isn't it? Got a nice blue one there. Nice blue one. All I gotta do is add some yellow. And it will. I want some dark ones too for contrast. Like I don't want them all to be just green. See, I'm putting contrast ones in there. So I'm adding more blue than yellow, and then I get these nice dark ones. So I'm getting contrast in my painting, see? Gotta have contrast in order to bring out the colors. just add just yellow. Then you can highlight some of those a little bit. Might get some white too, I think. That's nice so far, so good. So far, so good. Now we'll put a couple little flowers in there. So we'll put some flowers around, and we can put the chickadees on after that. And so we'll go with some different color flowers, some pink ones, white ones, we'll see. You just need a small brush. It can be flat, it can be filbert. And I'm just going to make a little bit of pink flower, just red and white. Just to get us started at least, hey. So we can make a little dot somewhere where you want your flower. Okay, so say you want a flower here. Just make a dot first on the back of your brush so that you can have something to go by. So you can take them out, pull out some of these nice. Just pull them out. That's a nice one. I think I'll just leave that like it is. I like that. It's cute. It's different. I'm going to leave that one like that. And then, because we're going to highlight that again, so don't worry. We'll put one right here. And add a little bit more white this time on top of my pink, but I just want to have it so that it's okay, so just pull them out. Pull them out or pull them in, whatever's easier for you. So this filbert will give you those nice little shapes. Alright. Just pull them out. Pick up more paint if you need it. But you need that center there to guide you. It's a cute little one. Maybe I'll put another one there. Put another, I might put a darker so I can see what I'm doing. Here's a little, good. And I'm going to take up white. A little tiny bit of red in it just to give it some color. Pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out. Pull out, pull out. Need more white. Good. When they dry, we'll give them another coat. That's another one. That's nice. Now we will do another one. So we want to make sure the chickadees are here somewhere. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That's okay, not to worry. Now you can put your chickadees on first and then put your flowers around them. So I might start adding those chickadees, but I still want to put some flowers on. I'm thinking I'm going to change my brush just to see if I can get a little bit of a different shape to those flowers. So I'm just going to put a little yellow or white or anything there to give us a guide to where we want our flower. Oh, come on. Okay. Sometimes you got to fight with your brushes. Alright, so I'm going to go with my pink again. All I'm doing is just mixing some white and pink, some white and red together, that's all, just like that. And then I'm going to make these nice little, pull these lines out, 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 out. Just pull them away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just get these shapes and I'm going to add more color after. Not a bad little brush, it's just a pointy round brush. I'm just pulling out some of the leaves there just to get an idea what way I want it. So I'll be highlighting that and adding color to it again. So as long as you get the shape first, I always talk about getting your shapes, right? See? Once you get that shape that you're happy with, then you can work on the colors. So I'll work on that one again after. I just want to place some stuff there first, and then we'll add some nice colors to them. I think I'm going to put the chickadees on now because I'm kind of worried that I might put some flowers on in the wrong places. Now I made up a little pattern for you to make it a little easier for you. You can try it freehand if you like, but it might take you longer, but a little pattern would be good. So all you do then is put your pattern on your dry canvas, make sure it's completely dry, and then tape it on, and then use carbon paper to help you transfer it, and then you should have a little drawing there. And that will help you place it. It's very important to get your shapes. Okay, and we'll start painting it in. That's all there is to it. So all you do then is put your pattern on your dry canvas, make sure it's completely dry, and then tape it on, and then use carbon paper to help you transfer it, and then you should have a little drawing there. And that will help you place it. It's very important to get your shapes. Okay, and we'll start painting it in. That's all there is to it. So I'm just going to take a small round brush, and I'm going to do the eyes first. So I'm going to put a really dark color in their eyes, burnt umber and ultramarine blue, or black, or burnt umber. Okay, so I'm going to add that here, but I'm going to leave a little open dot there, a little open spot for the highlight in the eye. Just leave a little open spot there. We'll put some white in that, see? So just go around the eye, but leave an opening there so you can have a little highlight. Same with this one. So you'll go around the eye and find where you want to put your highlight. Don't have to be too big, but big enough so you can see it, see? Okay. Good. I'm going to take my burnt umber, or whatever is left on your brush, or doesn't matter, I'm going to align out these here so that they'll be used for shadows. Okay, and you might need to add a bit of water to your brush just to make it move better. Just going to use those for shadows really, and outline the, see? Water helps it move. There we go. I get too much water on mine. You don't want it pouring down on your painting, so just be careful with that, that's all. You do have to have enough water to get it to move. That's that much done. It's just a matter of getting, I'm just trying to add some shadow to the edges, and then when I put on the other paint, then I can straighten it out if it needs it. So always look for your shadows. You might say, well, how'd you know where to put the shadows? Or just look for the shadows and then put your darkest shadows on first, and that'll help you get your shapes and also help you get where you want your shadows to. Alright. Little nails. Just going to put a little shadow underneath the nail. I guess you can call them nails. Okay, so not that much done. So I like to get the basic colors in first, but then I can work around them. So the egg is just a whitish, bluish. You can have whatever color you want. You can have a pink egg or a yellow egg or a blue egg. Probably we could have a, what color would be nice? I think the white would probably be nice because there's not much white in the painting. So you can use a small flat brush for that if you like. Just going to add a little bit of white, tiny bit of blue. I need some shadow. I need a little bit of shadow color there. So I'm going to go with some blue and then highlight it after. That will help bring out the white more. So add white, blue. I didn't mix it, I just put it on here. Just try to get a nice round edge there if you can. Your hand might be steadier than mine. You can hide your lines that you made with the carbon paper, just paint over them, that's all. I'm going to add more darker blue to represent the inside of here. Keep that separated, see? And then I'll add white to the top so you can see the shape of that egg. The brush is a bit dirty. I cleaned off the blue and I'm going to put some white here. Okay. Like I said, we'll be going back over that again after to clean up the edges and things like that because we need to make that a bit lighter in here. Just want to make sure that you can see the shape of the egg. So I'll come back to that and we'll put more highlights. Need to let it dry first so that we can work on it. At least it started. So now we're going to go with our yellow on our chickadee. So we will go with, let's see, we'll put the yellow on first. Just put some yellow on there. I'm going to add some white to make it more opaque. Because now we're going over, now you can put your chickadees on first if you know, because now you got to work with what's underneath it, which means you're going to probably make a couple of coats. But that's okay. But you can certainly put your chickadees on first and work around them. But if you put white into your yellow, that will make it opaque and that will help. And you may need 2 coats, that's fine. Probably need 2 coats anyway, even with a white background, so. My main concern right now is get the shape. Cover up that line that I made. And then I'll go from there. So, we got a shape. It's cute already. So I'm going to let that dry a bit so I can, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to add some of my burnt umber. I got a dirty brush with yellow on it, so I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to put my burnt umber on this chickadee because this chickadee has a different color, a bit of a different color. This color is going to be great for the shadows. To get over those lines. So a bit of yellow in with your brown, that will give you kind of a two-tone. Alright, we get the wing right there. And as you're coming around, let's get some of this in first. Go in and get more yellow. You won't need much brown now. Or burnt umber, I should say, or burnt sienna. Now we need to lighten it up, see? So now, I'm just going to put a little trim around here. Just so I don't lose that. So I know where everything goes. Trim around here. Now in here I'm going to work with yellow. So my brush is still dirty, so I'm just going to add my yellow. Add white to my yellow. So I put my yellow and then I just put my white on in with it. I mix it in. As you can see, I put lots in there. Shape the face here. Okay. Clean off your brush if you get too much paint on it. Go back and get some white. I have all kinds of colors here. So don't worry too much about anything right now. We're just trying to get the shape and we're trying to get an underpainting done so that we can work on top of it. It's basically what you're doing. I think a lot of people are doing the first layer of paint and use it as their first and final layer of paint, but really your first layer of paint is basically just your underpainting, and then you have to work on top of that with other colors and other. See how that green leaf is coming through there? When that dries, I'll give it a second coat, see? Yeah, so some people think that the first layer is their finished layer, so you really need to do lots of layers. Good. So for the feet, we have kind of an orangey color, so I'm just going to, my brush is dirty with yellow, so I'll just use the yellow and add red to it. Just adding red to my yellow. I get some yellow here, I get some yellow there, different color yellows, you know, whatever you got handy. And some red, and that gives an orangey color. Might even add a little bit of that yellow. That's a nice orangey color, look at that. More yellow than red, then you get a nice orangey color. Nice. Bit of burnt sienna might be nice in that too, you know. Just trying to see what I can do with it. The chisel edge of your flat brush if you can can't use a round brush, you know, so try different brushes, like I always say. Try to use different brushes. Something don't work. Something gotta work. All the brushes to choose from. Chiseled edge is helping me. I noticed down here I left out a bit of yellow, so I didn't notice that until now. So I'm going to fill that in now that I see it. Good, good, good. Now while you're waiting for your paint to dry, work on something else rather than stop. You know, if you stop, you might get sidetracked and you might end up leaving your painting, and then you'll end up not getting it done for days. So easy to get once you leave your painting, it's so easy to get sidetracked, isn't it? So I'm just going to take my flat brush, see if I can lighten up that egg. That seems to be kind of dry there now. I'm going to use titanium white on my eggs just so I can see if I can brighten it up, because that's your brightest white. Nice. My blue is still wet, so see what I made a miss. I thought that was dry. I thought it was dry. So I'll let that dry a bit more there. I'll blow dry it or whatever. I'll try that. Alright, so we'll get our little top here. Now, need to get that edge here. Need to lighten up that blue for sure. So I'm going to take some white with a little bit of blue in it. I don't want to lose it. And then I'm just going to fade it out a little bit because it's kind of too much. I got to add another edge to that. I got to get those edges better. I don't find those edges doesn't look enough like a cracked egg, so I got to fix that up. I may have to use a liner brush for that. I'm just going to let that dry there, and I'm going to work on my chickadees again. Chickadees are yellow, and a little bit of burnt. I think I'm going to try this. I'm going to try a little bit of my yellow, and maybe a little bit of burnt umber. And let's try that. I'll start adding little strokes now. I'll have to layer the strokes. So because I'm layering them, I can add white and the yellow and the burnt umber or burnt sienna, whatever you got there, or brown, whatever you got there, and just make these little strokes. Because we got to represent some fur too, right? So now instead of putting it on flat, every time you go back in, we're going to add these little strokes. So I'm not mixing any particular color. I'm going in and picking up white. Alright, so I'll pick up white. And then I'll put that on. And then I'll pick up my burnt umber. And I'll put some of that in there. I'll go back into yellow. Just make these little strokes to represent the fur. I'm going to probably change brushes now a little while so I can get some smaller strokes, but I just want to get this stuff on first. Under the chin so that he or she will have a nice. It's going to be nice when it's done. Like it's got a bit of a ways to go yet, but I can see that it's going to work out nice. I'm going to take a small round brush. Just a small round brush. It's got a nice little tip on it. See? So take that and add some of your white. Start adding these little white. You can use titanium white if you have it there. That'll give you a brighter white and thicker too. It's thicker, it's more opaque. More opaque than the regular white. A little bit on the cheek. So as you can see, we're just trying to get things in place and then we can work around them. Even if they stand out a little bit, that's fine. They'll give you texture. Yellow to that. Don't want to be too bright. And then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to get my burnt umber and start adding a little more here. And shape it up a bit better then. See, shape it up a little better. Just kind of keep into the little strokes there, just so I get a little bit of texture. Now you can do whatever way you're comfortable. You know, depends on what what kind of an outcome you're looking for. I'm trying to get a soft, furry, fluffy looking fur, and that's going to take a couple of different layers. Okay, it doesn't happen in the first layer. It takes time. I'm just checking where the darks are going, that's all. We'll keep working on that. When we're ready, we'll just keep working away. So let's use a bristle brush and see if we can get this nice and fluffy looking. So I'm going to tap into some white and some yellow. White and yellow. Right? And to make it fluffy looking, you just tap. Needs to be a little more yellow, doesn't it? just tap that on for now. You know, like I said, this is a process where you have to put layers and layers of paint on. It helps anyway. I might need a smaller brush. We will see. We will see. Right now I just want to do this much. Okay, so I got that little bit on there. It's starting to look a little fluffier. See? I want to get that soft, fluffy look. And that's how you can get it, by tapping on your colors. And you layer it so that they'll stand out and look fluffy. Good. So I'm going to try the same with this, even though I told you to do these little streaks. I'm going to try to fluff it up a bit first. Try different ways of doing it, because sometimes you just have to experiment. To come out over that line so I can get rid of that line there. So I need more yellow and burnt umber, a little bit of red. I think I'll mix up a few different colors. That kind of came out too pinkish for me. So I'm just going to add some yellow and white, a little bit of red, a little bit of burnt umber. Trying to get more on the yellow side. So it looks like I'm on the wrong side. At least you can see that things can go wrong. That's okay. I'm not going to worry too much. So I think we need to add some burnt umber and yellow. Burnt umber and yellow. I think the burnt umber is actually turning red and white. I don't know. I'm going to try some down here. Well, see, it's nice down here. I'm doing that for shadow there now, on the edge. See, that color I want. I want that color. I don't know what happened over there. I must have dipped into too much red or something. Nice. Little cheek is here. So you want to separate the lights and the darks so we can get some, so you can get the shape. I got a smaller flat bristle brush here. I might have to use a small brush to get in between there to put those nice little darks in there. I got a nice little dark in there. And get a little dark in here. I'm just putting a little bit of burnt umber on the corner of my brush there. Okay, got that. So I need to fix this part up here. It's coming along here. It's coming along. It takes time. It takes a bit of work sometimes. Needs a little bit back here too, doesn't it? If you go outside the lines, don't worry about it right now. If it's that important, we will put the blue back in so we can shape it up better, okay? So try not to worry too much. I want to come out here a little bit to round up the head a bit more too. Probably needs to come out Even though you trace, you can still give an odd shape if okay, so I have some shadow under here. Trying to use not all the bristles, but probably edge of the bristles. Unless you have a really tiny brush, maybe we could use a flat brush here. So don't forget you can use different parts of your brush, okay? Don't have to be using a whole brush. Just trying to shape up the head a bit more. Alright. Just tap away at it. See if we can. I'm going to tap into my yellow and my white. See if I can get this a bit brighter here. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is get the face better. It's coming along. I might do the beak just to get some a better idea, because I'm thinking it might need to be shaped up a little bit out here. Put a bit of white or yellow under here. It's tricky, isn't it? You'd think that was easy, wouldn't you? A little bit better. The more you play with it, you know, you can tap away. Tap away. We might take a little brush and just detail a few more things here, but it's coming along. This here turned pink on me, so we could change that up. I'm going to put pure white on that, I think, to help lighten it up. Just clean off your brush. I'm just going to put pure white on it and tap it on there. Take out that pink. Just make sure it's dry so it doesn't mix again. At least you know how to fix your mistakes or something you don't like. So let's get a bit better there now. Okay. So let's take a small round brush and we can do something with the beaks. So we need some brown, some burnt umber, and we will line out the beak. Good, and then we'll line up the other one. Clean your brush. Now I'm going to put some yellow on it. Alright, some yellow. Yellow on the beak. And same down here. I'm going to add a bit of white to that to brighten it up a bit. Okay. Clean up this edge here. Just go in with the little liner brush and clean up your edges and straighten up what you need to fix up. Burnt umber or burnt sienna. Put some lines there just to darken it up. I'm using my small round brush to put on these lines. Just little tiny strokes. May not be able to see them, but if you look at them close up, you can see they look really nice. If you're having a hard time getting this, you could just paint it in with just yellow, a little bit of shadow with a flat brush. Just paint it in as if you're painting like a coloring book or something. But you know, all these different techniques, they can be long and they can take time and layering and all that stuff. This is good if you just want to learn how to layer and what to do that way. But if you're in a hurry to get this done for an Easter gift or something, then you can certainly go ahead and paint that yellow, put a little bit of shadow on the eye and the nose, and you're done, right? But I'm doing a lot of, you know, trying to get texture and all kinds of stuff. You don't have to do that. So I just wanted to let you know that you could speed up the process just by painting in the colors. And so I'm just going to put my burnt umber and a little bit of white. And what else do I need? A bit of red and a bit of yellow. Yellow would be nice. Brightened up a little bit. Okay, so I'm adding, there's my burnt umber, a little bit of yellow, a bit of white, maybe a little bit of red. And kind of an orangey. Want it nice and dark here first though. Where his wing is, down here. So get all your dark parts done. Feathers here. Outline this a little bit here. So all I gotta do is get it more yellow, fix that up, and put a couple of flowers in, and I should be good to go. I'm stuck on that pink there, turned pink on me. I can't seem to fix it. So just over these I'm putting highlights coming from the edge and pulling in. So now I'm going to finish it off with some flowers. So I'm just going to add more of these green long stems, some green and yellow. I'm going to put some here, maybe some darker ones just to get the darkness down here because it's in shadow. So let's just put some flowers around, and we can put wherever you want them. So I'm just going to try one here. I'm just going to put a little dot there first, and I'm just going to pull out some color. Pull out, pull out, pull out. Just to make it easier for you to get some nice little flowers.